There you go. Sure. Good morning, Drew Rebar, Auditing Reno 911. Thanks for watching, everybody. Going to do a Washoe County Commission meeting this morning about fraud in our election systems. I got a Supreme Court ruling here a couple of months ago, and I was a candidate for Assembly District 40, and state law and the Constitution requires that the county puts everybody's name on the sample ballots. And lo and behold, the Washoe County Commission, Washoe County government failed to put my name on the sample ballot for Assembly District 40. So that gave me a pretty extreme disadvantage. So I've got that Supreme Court ruling in my pocket today. I'm going to put that on the public record and public comment. I've also been told that there are going to be a bunch of other people down here with some other information. One man specifically told me he's got a bunch of numbers, and he's going to be talking about corruption in the elections and how we need to make sure we're watching what's going on in our elections this upcoming cycle. For all of those of you that are living life just like I am, groceries have doubled, prices have doubled, insurance is killing us, regulations are over the top, and well, what are we doing in our country? Are we making it better for the Americans, or are we making it better for everybody else? Our elections are extremely important. Good morning. Anyways, I appreciate you watching. I'm going to turn you around here and kind of let you see what you see. The meeting's supposed to start at 10 o'clock, so it'll be a few minutes before the whole meeting gets going. I'm going to go in and sign up for public comment and go from there. So flip you all around and you can see what I see.
Mr. Rebar.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm live. You're live.
Well, good morning.
I'm doing.
Let's see if I beep today. No beeping. What do you know?
We're trying to be nice to you.
Well, you usually are. I appreciate that.
See you later.
See ya. Hi there. Which one's public comment?
We have a couple options. The first general public comment is number 4. And final public comment is 16.
Number 4. We'll just do number 4.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's here today? Good morning. Troy.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Penny, good morning.
Morning. I'm sure we could find something.
Well, we just need to get.
Good morning.
Drew, good to see you, buddy.
How we going?
Yeah, so we got to approve six or seven people. So.
Oh, good.
And the first guy to speak is the guy in the red hat. That's Mike Solder.
Oh, okay.
Good morning, Governor.
Good morning.
The new governor.
This whole thing just needs to be fair and free.
Yeah,
You know, American.
You'll be impressed with what we're going to read.
Well, good.
You're going to be really impressed. Yeah.
Good. Good morning. You're first? I don't know which number I am, but I'm on there somewhere.
Well, we'll see if we get past number 1.
See if you get past number 1 if they don't shut y'all down. Lord help us all.
Here.
We got, I can't see. Let me hang this one. Put my glasses on here. Let me show it to the camera here too.
Yeah.
See if the camera can see it. Chapter 207, 190 is coercion. So you think that's what they're going to try to do to you?
It is a crime. Read it. It's a crime.
To coerce another person into committing an unlawful act, or to coerce a person into doing or not doing something they have a right to do or not do.
First Amendment rights.
Yep. You got a right to speak.
and 171.126, citizens arrest, committing a felony.
I'm live, so it'll go out there. Mary Luz Garcia is here.
She about had a conniption last week.
Did she?
Yeah, because I walked up there and stood by the barrier.
You stood by the barrier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, thanks for
Morning.
coming out.
Yeah. I got that stuff in the registration with me.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah. You should see this.
There's nothing personal on there, is there?
Well,
Not that I know of, it's not addressed to me.
Somebody
Okay.
that doesn't live there, hasn't lived there in 2 years. A
Oh, okay.
third-party company
Then
sent,
that's not personal.
well, a third party sent out a registration form for them to fill out and send back into Secretary of State. That's not a legitimate form, has no serial number on it.
So who's sending the forms out
It's
then?
a company called Election Service out of Austin, Texas.
Yeah. I can show, I don't have the envelope in there, but
So election service is out of Texas. In Nevada elections.
Yeah.
Cool.
Excuse me. Good morning.
Good morning.
yeah, that's
Careful, he's live. He's
Yep.
live.
This live. Yeah. Whatever you say is going out there.
Well, you got enough people, right?
Yeah, we do.
Hi, Drew.
Good morning.
Yeah, how are you?
Life is good.
Yeah.
We all woke up again, so hell.
Yeah, I know.
What else do we
So
need?
actually, we have enough, so I'll just let you observe. But I'm gonna
Absolutely. And then we don't have a homeless problem, do we?
No.
Did you take pictures up front?
No, I just went.
There's a couple of individuals with all their belongings right in the front door.
Front door of the
Those
counter.
for a show and tell?
I should have paid better attention. I was kind of off in my own little world for a minute there.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, and that was yeah.
Are they still out there right now?
When you claim land as your own, is it?
Yeah, did you see the?
Oh, yeah, out front.
Yeah, yep. And yeah, I
Testimony of
talked to
how well
Mr.
policy
Brown.
works.
Yeah, the CARES campus is working really well with Mr. Brown.
What'd he say?
He said, he just simply said, yeah, we have the CARES campus that is supposed to take care of this kind of stuff.
Well, you're supposed to. That's what you're supposed to be paid about $400,000 a year.
Yeah,
Keep an eye on it.
what's this? Am I supposed to do anything?
No, you can bring
It's just
it
a
on if you
copy?
want. Yeah, just give you a copy of it. So,
Yeah.
in case somebody trades up or
Yeah,
something.
and I had to tell him, Paul, is that all I feel is that it's a money laundering operation.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I wonder how much he's getting. Probably 50,000 kickback.
Yeah.
Fill in your card.
And here's my other hero.
That lady right
See
there.
ya. Yeah, it's unbelievable, but I did watch your KUNR video last night. That was, I mean, the guy did not have anything to say. I'll think about it. We'll have a discussion. And that's about as far as.
What do you do? What do you do when you get caught in a lie?
Yeah, exactly.
And-
he can't come up with any kind of solutions
Well,
or help.
for me, the way I live life is I don't remember shit.
I hear you.
I barely even remember the last videos I did.
Oh, I hear you.
But to me, if you get caught, isn't it just best to say, "I'm sorry, let's fix the problem"? I mean, maybe that's how I live life. I live life. I build a business. I take care of my family by solving problems.
Right.
That's all that I simply do as a man. Is I solve problems and I provide for my family. That's what I am as a man.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's my role.
Yeah,
At least that's how I see it. That's what's worked for me in life.
yeah.
So when I see another man that doesn't want to solve a problem or wants to deny the existence of a problem that they create, it just baffles me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know it is baffling. It's insane.
And then it makes you go, well, why are we doing this?
Well, essentially because we are seeing, my opinion, being overcome by Marxist ideology. It's like Alexis Hill is photographed in front of in the Pride Parade. You see Beth Smith at a rally a few weeks ago with Tampon Tim. This is why we have to continue to persevere. So
There's Sandy Tibbetts. Sandy's got 110,000 views now. You're up to 110,000 views now, Sandy.
Oh.
Insane.
What you said.
Which video?
There was a short video that I did with her where she was standing up at the lectern for the library talking about.
Oh yeah, I watched that. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's got 110,000 views in that video now.
No kidding, it's waking people up. Another idea I had that we're trying to break through the media issues is, Billboard Bob. He travels the country and he has a big billboard on it. The only thing I think of and talk to Cliff is to wear that billboard, and we all do it all together at high school in Washoe County and pass out literature regarding the pornography and such.
You just have to wonder why they're doing what, like I said, unless it's Marxism, like you said, communism, what's their end goal? Is their end goal power? Their own power and their own self-enrichment at the cost of the rest of us.
Right, yeah. The globalists, the elitists, that's their definite goal is control and have a world that suits them, I'm thinking. Yeah.
What other answer is there?
Yeah, exactly. I know, it's pretty insane.
Let's go see what who do I got to see here. There's Ms. Angle.
And then Pastor Felix from Calvary Chapel is giving the invocation.
Good.
Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? We all woke.
All of us.
I'm doing a live stream right now. As long as the live keeps going. So I'm trying to make sure we go live. That way they can't cut us off. And if I have a camera failure, at least it's uploaded to the internet.
They like to cut off when they see things they don't want the public to see.
They are not going to
One too many times of that. So thank you, Drew, for coming and doing this. So public
that
be
too.
aware of the shenanigans.
Yeah, and everyone who works for a company that has
Nor
Show me
ours.
numbers.
I know.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
They're scared of it.
Because
Yeah, it's
numbers don't lie, but people do.
In Jonathan Cahn's book, what was it, Josiah Manifesto? He's writing about how the same amount of people
Are we ready?
COVID died from abortions the first couple years.
Got it.
Sorry.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not breaking the rules. Are they calling us to order? We'll move to the front though.
Well, good morning, everyone.
I'll move up
It
here.
is 10 o'clock, and I will call this Washoe County Commissioners Meeting
That's new.
to order on September 17th. We'll start with a salute to the flag, but we have a really special appearance for us today.
Sharon, how are you?
I'd like to begin by acknowledging that September 21st is recognized as International.
Say hi to the YouTube people.
This day highlights the importance of preserving
This is Sharon Angle.
the use of sign languages for the benefit of the deaf communities worldwide. In that spirit, we are honored today to have Andrea Darcy with us, who will be interpreting the Pledge of Allegiance in American Sign Language. Please join me in welcoming Andrea as we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Andrea. That was a treat. Thank you. Okay, now we will move into roll call. Madam Clerk.
Alexis Hill, Chair.
Here.
Vice Chair Jenny Herman. Michael Clark. Present. Mary Liz Garcia. Here. Clara Adriola.
Present.
County Manager Eric Brown. Here. Chief Deputy District Attorney Mary Candera. Here. I'm Chief Deputy Clerk Kathy Smith. You have a card.
Thank you so much. We'll now move into our invocation, and Felix Ortez will be leading us.
I first want to thank you, each and every one of you, for your service to the County of Washoe. Lord, we thank you for this day. We ask that you empower these people that you've appointed with wisdom, with understanding, insight, to remember always their mission, to provide and sustain a safe, secure, and healthy community where your people can thrive irregardless of race, color, or gender. Lord, I pray that you remind them that you have placed them to serve these people. I pray, Father, that you give them and grant them your wisdom, that they may not move the landmarks that you've established. I do so presenting them to you before the throne of your grace. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you very much. We'll now move into item 4, public comment, Manager Brown.
Item 4 is public comment. Comment heard under this item will be limited to 3 minutes per person and may pertain to matters both on and off the commission agenda. The commission will also hear public comment during individual action items with comment limited to 3 minutes per person. Comments are made to the commission as a whole. Virtual public comment eligible when facilities are available.
Thank you very much. And Madam Clerk.
First up is Nicholas St. John, followed by Terry Brooks.
Ahead. Okay, for the record, Nicholas St. John, a living and breathing man. Today, I'm going to bring this information to you concerning an election from 2020 between Marcia Burke and Alexis Hill. I'm going to present here on the overhead, so I need the camera to be from the back angle so that everyone who is out there can see the overhead. So if you could please have them switch it to the rear view so they can see this. This is the last half of the race. This is considered normal voting patterns. They need to switch to the rear view camera, please. Have they been instructed to return back to the rear view so everybody can see this? As you can see, this is normal patterns. Alexis Hill, you need to make them have this from the review. This needs to be published and then it needs to be sent out. Are you going to do that or not? Review, return, do this from the rear?
Yes, please go ahead and we can pause the clock. DA Kinderas.
Thank you. You may proceed. We can see it here in chambers.
No, I want this broadcast. It's my right to have this.
We can start the clock again.
No, stop the clock. I want my time returned.
You may proceed.
No, you're going to stop the clock. Stop the clock and restart it with giving my time back. I want this broadcast publicly. You do not have the right, you're in violation of your oath of office by denying me my First Amendment rights for freedom of speech that's going to the public.
Mr. St. John, please proceed with your public comment. You don't.
No, I do have the authority, and you guys are in violation of my rights. Is everybody clear on that?
Mr. St. John, you are at the point of disrupting this meeting.
You're disrupting this meeting. You're disrupting my time.
Mr. St. John, please proceed.
You see, this is what happens when the votes are actually switched inside the machines. This is about 12,000 votes out of the 53,000 in the second phase. Guys, this is what election fraud looks like. This is what cheating looks like, and we demand that you remove these machines. And I will be filing charges against Queen Tyrant Hill for violating my First Amendment rights, disruption of my time, and stealing my time that I'm allotted.
Madam Clerk? Thank you.
That was Terry Brooks, followed by Troy Regas.
Good morning, it's me, Terry Brooks again. And by the way, an ASL.
Mr. Brooks, I'm sorry, we're gonna pause the time.
Okay.
DA Canderas.
Mr. St. John, could you please be seated? Is there something against the law that I can't stand here? Mr. St. John, this is a business meeting, this isn't a political. I'm not interfering, go ahead and do your business. And I'm not going to argue with you. Do your business, I'm not interfering.
Mr. St. John, please sit down.
Why,
Thank
does
you
this
so
bother
much.
you? You don't have the right to tell me
You
where to
don't
sit.
get to
or
try to
stand in this.
intimidate this board. Please sit down, Mr. St. John.
No, I
Thank
will
you.
not. You do not have the authority to override my right to stand where I
Mr.
want.
St. John, I don't want to ask you to leave because I know you want to enjoy this meeting. Please sit down. Mr. St. John, okay, you'll need to leave this meeting, sir. And, you can walk out. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time today.
No, I'll stay.
Okay, we're gonna take a recess. Thank you very much.
I would ask that all commissioners leave the chambers in accordance with the rules of the ECC. Thank you.
Thank you. We are now on a break.
You work for us.
This is the free speech zone, Nicholas, that isn't.
Yes, it is. This whole chamber, any place I want to stand, I can stand.
Right. That's right. They think they run the show.
So what's the difference?
We work for them.
They work for us.
They work for us.
We elected them to work for us.
Well, that's why it doesn't sound because they have a
Right? That makes sense.
Because
we all have to stand up for our rights.
that's right, it's not to stand up for our rights.
All of us are here to stand up for us.
That's right.
Well,
Let's all go stand
I have,
up.
I'm at the chambers and, I've been threatened, to be removed by force. Yes, I am. I have been threatened, it's a violation of NRS Code 207.190, coercion. 1001 East 9th Street, it's the chambers of the County Commission building. 775,
This is free space.
772, 6467.
The rule that says we have to sit down?
What are you guys afraid of?
Alexis Hill. Alexis Hill. No, I live here. No, I don't live at the commission chambers. I live in the county. Yes. I'm visiting this building. Hill. Alexis, Alexis. No, she's run off the stage because she's afraid, and so I can't do the citizen's arrest based on 171.126 because it's a felony to threaten to remove someone and intimidate them to keep them from doing something they have a legal right to do. Well, she's running off the stage. She's off the platform.
Yeah, we're waiting on Washoe.
She was. Yep. Removal.
Physical removal from this facility, yes. She's the county commission chair. Well, there's several security people standing around me, so, well, I wouldn't say I'm an immediate threat, danger, but, who knows what happens, can could escalate in the next minute.
Does this happen every commission? No. First off the top, how long did this delay last?
I have no. Is it really 10 to 12? It depends on what show. That's okay.
I can stand anywhere in these chambers I want.
Who's he on the phone with?
I don't know.
Sheriff's Department?
I don't know. It would sound like it.
Does the sheriff have legal standing here in this county commission?
It's a county building, so the sheriff's office does have jurisdiction over it. So sheriff's office will come, they'll assess the situation, and they'll make a decision based on
5'8", 5'9".
knowledge.
You don't remember what she was wearing?
And I was going to skip the meeting today. I was going to skip the meeting today.
Yeah. Call work.
John, S.G. space J-O-N. No, they take everything from us when we walk into the chamber.
You got a little window up there. I never noticed that before. That's Mary Canderas, I think, staring out at everybody.
Yep.
Trying to zoom in on there. Yes, there's a little window up there. That's the attorney for the county, Mary Canderas, up in that window.
But an interesting correlation is the first 3 years when Roe versus Wade was enacted in the States, on the Jubilee of that, COVID started, and the same amount of time or that COVID was, in that same time period that abortion was going on, the first couple years, the same amount of people died from abortion as COVID. And when Roe versus Wade was overturned, COVID stopped essentially in the United States. In that book.
That's an interesting correlation.
Yeah, Josiah Manifesto.
Things you think about.
By Jonathan Kahn. I read it when I got back from Israel. I was in Israel when the war broke out.
For October 6th.
Yeah, and I was supposed to leave like 2 days.
October, I can't remember. January 6th, October 6th.
No, it was October 6th, yeah. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, and that war broke out on a jubilee of the Yom Kippur War, 50 years to the day. And I thought that was just kind of like a plan by the Palestinians, but it was probably an act of God at this point, based on because when I got back, I read the Josiah Manifesto, and there's all these Jubilee things that he was writing about. I was like, whoa. And I blew my shofar on the Jubilee, and he writes about shofars and stuff in that book. I'm like, what? And it turns out he went to the same place as I did. But anyway.
Where did you go?
I went all over the country. I was there for like 3 months doing volunteer work. They're just, I would,
Oh, sorry. Have a reason why it couldn't be, his information couldn't be broadcast from the room? We'd like a reason. Are you going to give us one? Well, the First Amendment does.
Why are we more worried about policies and procedures than the Constitution?
Why are we trying to?
Did you take an oath to the Constitution or policies and procedures?
Yeah, and it feels like we're trying. This body is trying to hide that information from the general public. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure what he's asking for is that the public can't see that screen, and he wanted the public to see that screen. That's all I know about the situation, and I'm standing there going, why not?
I don't run. Okay, so I don't, right
Well,
now.
you're the attorney.
Let's talk
You're the
about.
city manager. You have some say in this. Oh,
He's actually the county.
I believe.
So I'll consider this and see what I can find out about it, but right now I don't want to discuss it. Thank you.
Because here's the question. Wouldn't it be easier to be transparent and give people their rights as opposed to creating conflict?
Wouldn't it be better?
Enjoying
We
the
would
show?
be halfway through the public comment by now. You know, except for the obstruction.
I mean, yeah. Think about it.
I don't even know
You've got
why he's speaking,
public
frankly,
comment
This
that
is
the county
outrageous.
wants to cover up as opposed to just letting somebody have their word and broadcasting it to the public so the public can make decisions. It's not an argument, it's just a question.
I'm not going to argue with you or ask you questions at this time. I want to deal with one situation at a time, and frankly, this is not that we're trying to intimidate.
How is this intimidation? I'm just standing here with a camera.
You just keep peppering me with questions and making attacks.
Oh, there we go.
What-
Now it's turned into a.
What was the attack? Could you define the attack?
Now we're attacking.
How is asking a question, you accuse me of attacking you? I just want to know where that's at. The county's done that before. There's lots of videos about that. So define the attack, please, because I just stand here with the camera. That's all I do. So you're afraid of the camera. That's really what it is? You're afraid of the transparency. See, the reason I don't give a shit is because I don't care. I'm accountable for what I
Allowed to
say.
ask questions?
Yes.
So define the attack. You accused me of making attack. What's the attack?
They stole my time. That technical definition of stealing my time. I have.
Didn't I just simply ask you if you took an oath to the Constitution, and should you uphold that above your policies? Is that an attack, or is that just a question?
That didn't say a word.
Seems to me you're attacking me. That seems the flip around right there. That seems like gaslighting. Talk about gaslighting. Accuse somebody of doing something you're doing. That's really what you do, isn't it, Mary?
Because I can stand anywhere in this, and they said, no, I have to sit down, and then she threatened to remove me. There is, I called 911. So I want to place her under citizen's arrest, 171.126. Says, yes, because it's coercion. NRS code 207.190 says it's a crime to threaten to remove someone when they have a legal right to do it. They have a legal right to stay. And you're questioning her election. So maybe there's a conflict. It's the last race. Yeah, the 2020 election. Right. Yeah. I have a right to present that. And she kept it from being broadcast.
Right, and hopefully I'll get to see some of that on the video. And that, I won't be, I guess,
You won't be able to
I
see
won't
it.
be able to
You won't
see
see it, that which
yeah.
was the whole point.
You can watch it on
Did
my.
you catch it? Yeah.
You can watch it on my channel.
Okay, thanks.
It's out there right now.
Is it Drew Rebar like on Instagram or Facebook or?
It's Auditing Reno 911 on YouTube.
Oh, great.
Who are you?
I'm Jim Rutenberg, New York Times.
Jim, nice to meet you.
Writes for the magazine, and I've talked about election integrity.
911. Yeah, I'm gonna follow up with you too. It seems I've been watching the old meetings, so I know what's been going on.
Yeah, no, I zoomed in on the board up there
So
because
you'll have the board.
I've got the board.
I didn't get to explain it very well, but when you see it, unless someone has a frontal lobotomy, they're gonna have to say, there was cheating here, because I started with what normal voting patterns look like, and then I showed two instances where it ran up to 45% lead, then doing below 35%, and then it went on.
But right now, what do you think's gonna happen? Like you called the sheriff.
I called the sheriff.
And then there are also officers here, so.
There's no officers here.
There's peace officers.
Yeah, they're higher security. They can't touch me.
So how does this resolve right now?
Nothing until the sheriff gets here. They're gonna try to have me trespass. That's what she'll do. But I'll call charges.
All right, well, I have your number. I'll be watching from
A safe place.
My doctor's keeping track. Yeah, I overheard Drew talking to the New York Times. New York Times. You got the New York Times here, Mary. Transparency, that's all the public wants. Why doesn't Washoe County government give it to us? Or is that an attack? Like I said, I just ask questions. You accuse me of attacking, so I take that personally. You know, County Manager Brown, I did a video on that the other day where KUNR, Bert Johnson, that got published. It's got a couple thousand views already. You know, when they accused me of injuring the librarian, which librarian did I ever injure? Could you find out, Jeannie, I love you. If I know they probably won't tell you, but I'd really like to know who I injured since they accused me of injuring people. Sucks to make up false stories, doesn't it? Especially when the guy records everything he does. I'm accountable. Hey guys, you can email me, you can call me. I respond, and if you don't like what I do, make sure you tell me. See how I did that? If they don't like what you do, they'll email you too. Keep your government accountable, people. That's what this channel is for. Accountable government. That's all that we want. The Constitution above all. Liberty, freedom.
The right to stand where you want to at a meeting.
And the right to speech. The right to petition your government. That's really what they want to take away from you, is the right to petition your government. So whether you agree with somebody's politics or don't agree with them, everybody should have the same right.
Salmon?
No. Stop it. My wife likes Dunkin' Donuts, so he's not going to get coffee.
Have you been to Doughboys?
No, we'll get almost anything at Dunkin' this week. That's our favorite coffee. So right now we're just waiting on the sheriffs to show up, it sounds like.
This is the right thing to do.
If you don't stand up for your rights, you lose your rights.
That's right. I want to be frustrated about Montgomery. It's a good thing. Although we should be slightly frustrated, just that it's happening, right?
Well, I think that if you look across the country, if you look across the county, if you look across these cities, the people have lost their rights. And the government's taking control, and the money's going to huge corporations, and people are living in squalor, and all the money is getting diverted. How much money do we spend on that homeless campment? With a why do you need a 4-story parking garage at a homeless camp? That's what we got.
Right.
Think about it, 4-story parking garage for the homeless. Where did all that money go? Who got it? Whose pocket is it padding? And everybody watching, this is Commissioner Jeannie Herman. She's awesome. I put it out there for you, Judy. I did. I did, and this is broadcast live, so I've got a picture of this, and then I've got this. This is just a static recording. Well, they can't take this one away from me. And like I said, this one got uploaded live onto YouTube, so the numbers are up there. The public can see if they want to go look. And county employees have tried to take my YouTube videos down before. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, what's your name? Who's that library manager at North Valley's? Jonna? Or I forget her name. But she was filing privacy complaints on my videos because I was showing her face and showing her county email address. And she wanted them down. She filed like 3 or 4 privacy complaints trying to get the videos removed.
I have never seen in writing where I had to leave the room.
No, Chairman Hill doesn't. You're a commissioner like she is. She doesn't get to order you what to do. And like I said, there is no rule that I've ever seen in the county that says when the chairman says you got to leave, all the other commissioners got to leave their constituents. She just told you got to leave your constituents. It's a crazy world. Thanks for voting the way you do, Jeannie.
I know that, but like, do you know the time frame by chance? I just want to do that and go home. That's it. Hey, Drew.
How you doing?
I'm sorry. No, don't be sorry.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what this one, and we are really deep dive into the political sphere. And then we have another Bible study. I call them
the resolution, then we have
The resolution will be public. We're going to read the resolution into the record, so it's public. It will be public.
Well, and here's the deal. If he's writing a story on Washoe County, why wouldn't you want him to have his numbers?
You were there yelling and screaming, huh?
Yeah, I'll just give it to him.
Why?
So I got an extra
mean,
one.
I see no reason. He's doing a story on Washoe County. We don't care what other county. We are a swing county of Nevada. I would want him.
Yeah, I'll just give him one. I got an extra.
Oh, good.
I'm telling these guys, I was at the Sanctuary trial in the 1980s. I sat next to the New York Times.
Marcia, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I want to put it out there. We're on live on YouTube.
Oh,
I got a little YouTube
everybody.
channel. Anyways, everybody that lives in Washoe County that can vote for Marcia Burke-Bigler, vote for Marcia Burke-Bigler,
Please.
as opposed to Chairman Hill that just shut down the meeting for free speech.
And we won't have this problem again when I'm on this commission.
So let's elect Marcia Burke-Bigler.
Thank you.
That's what I got for you. I endorse you, Marcia.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Military compound. That's as of yesterday. Aurora, Colorado. Her name is Savannah Hernandez.
Well, then they make extra money on the towing.
Hey,
Among other things.
Hey.
remember what kind of company I own?
Yeah, I'm being recorded.
You're on Candy County.
I am. I'm a small businessman that owns a towing company, and they're talking about towing companies.
This is in Aurora, Colorado. He's talking about how they tow things around the block and then they re-tow it again.
They blocked the whole apartment complex. They ringed it
Oh, have they?
with busted up cars with no license plates.
It's crazy.
That's the migrants, right?
So this has been going on in Aurora
Venezuela
long before last month.
Yeah. It's crime, you know, just nonstop crime with all these migrants.
Yep. It's nuts. So anyways, those of you that haven't been watching, we're waiting for the Washoe County Commission meeting to restart. It was stopped because the chairman of the county commission, Alexis Hill, denied a man his free speech rights and wouldn't broadcast or publish his public comments and his photos and his graphs. So that's what we're waiting for.
Real simple.
Blatantly, I might add.
So we've been waiting for a while, and here's my guess. I'll just put this out there. We're waiting for the sheriff to show up. The sheriff doesn't know what to do because right now, if they screw with him too much, they can get sued. In the state of Nevada, there is no qualified immunity. In the state of Nevada, there is a cause of action.
And I think there's been a little learning at the recent library commission meetings, but I'm not certain.
There's somebody else that's suing them or going to file it pretty darn soon. So I don't know who that is. Probably me.
The water is rising, the tide is rising in Washoe County. I thought we were a swing county, but we're a mega swing county.
Are we having fun? We're having lots of fun. And the sheriff doesn't quite know what to do. I'm guessing that's why it's taken him so long. They might be busy. You never know. Showing up for a county commissioners meeting where the chairman calls the sheriff and the sheriff takes how long to show up? Could be there's no qualified immunity anymore in Nevada, and that could have an effect. Excuse me.
And then they get credit towards their degree, and we get.
No, I wasn't able to come. How's it going?
Life is good, as long as you wake up.
I woke up this morning, that's true.
And then you came here.
I did. And then I came here.
To see this.
I debated on going to the PUC this morning instead.
Well, I saw that. I was thinking of going to the PUC, but that I don't know if that would have been
as already set in stone already, because it sounds like they're denying their rate increase. So
yeah,
today they're voting to deny the rate increase.
I think you posted they were going to raise it like $2.
I remember you saying.
Yeah, because I went to the last PUC, but they don't stream it. Remember I mentioned that to you.
Yeah.
They don't stream it.
Yeah. And then I got some phone calls about something would happen here. It was obviously right. Because I was going to go to the PUC and just go watch that just because that's just such a shit show.
Right. Well, and it's closer to us.
Yeah.
That's where I was like, let's go to the PUC. And
Yeah.
like, no.
Yeah.
Someone told me to come here instead this morning.
Accountable government. That's all we want.
Make sure you get that, because that means citizens can even stand in the chambers.
Gotta love Terry Brooks.
Commissioner Brooks. Sounds good.
So again, everybody, we're here at the Washoe County Commission meeting that's been stopped because Chairman Alexis Hill wanted to deny free speech instead of just allowing a man to speak and share his documents with the public. And what his documents was related to the election where Chairman Hill was elected to the county commission against Marcia Burke-Bigler. and the discrepancies in the numbers from year to year and how that election was apparently skewed by the numbers. And she didn't want that shared with the public. So you can go back into this broadcast, and earlier in this, you'll see where I posted his graphs, and see what you think of his graphs, if they make sense to you. But we've probably been waiting about 30 minutes for the Washoe County Sheriff to show up to try to deal with this. They've got allied security here, and they're doing a good job. They're not laying hands on anybody. And I'm guessing the Sheriff's Department doesn't know quite what to do with it. Because in Nevada, there is no qualified immunity. So if the sheriff screws up, they can get sued.
Well, good to see you.
Mr. White.
I do, sir.
How you doing?
Worked it in and out. The register will tell you.
I'm just hanging out with a camera.
Oh, yeah. You know, like I told Nick, what exactly was so unrealistic? Show the people watching publicly what I'm putting up here?
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, that's extreme.
Well, when I was bringing in my signs, Queen Tyrant Hill, they would change the camera angle. 71 violations every time they changed my camera angle to keep QueenTyrantHill.com.
So you couldn't see the signs?
Yeah. And so when I came up to the front, they would do it from the side, and then when I turned to the side, then they come from the back.
Well, since when did it become, if you wanted to stand up here for 3 minutes with a sign, when did it become, unless you're saying like propaganda or religion, when did it become their job to say, well, this sign's okay, not this?
Well,
where's it say that?
And the little sign she's got out front, they keep me from bringing in my 18 by 24 inch sign. Since when does this First Amendment say you can bring size? Because of the tyrant.
Yeah.
She didn't like and they said, oh no, it's content neutral. Okay, content neutral. It didn't become content neutral ever because well, there's some cases that say content neutral, but it has to be content neutral. And the only reason she put those signs out there is because I was the only one bringing in a sign that said Queen Tyrant Hill. That's not content neutral.
Round for days.
He does.
Nothing.
Yeah. More fentanyl for you and your wife.
Yeah, right. More dragon. Those videos were so great. Did you ever watch those?
Yeah.
Oh,
but I heard about it.
Oh my gosh, it was good. Yeah. Shows him knocking back a bunch of drinks and going and getting in the car.
Yeah, when I come in, I always want her to wonder what is he going to do.
Yeah, we want her to sweat it. No, well, you know what troubles me?
How many do they need?
What would keep Mike?
Oh, here we go. The sheriffs are here, so let's see what happens, guys.
Nicholas St. John, and your badge numbers. Okay. What's going on? Okay, so the First Amendment right is that we can come in here and present our petitions, right? So I tried to do that, and it was about something that Alexis Hill, who's the chair here, apparently doesn't like. And so instead of giving me the view that I requested, which is from the back, so that the public can see this, then she would not do that. So they stole my time. They would not restart the clock. And when I got done, I decided I would stand here, and she did not like that. So she, it's, my First Amendment rights is I can stand anywhere in these chambers I want. Standing here does not disrupt the meeting. They disrupted the meeting by continuing repeatedly telling me I couldn't stand here. That's a violation of my First Amendment rights. I can stand anywhere in this auditorium I want. So she decided that she would call. So first she threatened to remove me, which is a violation of NRS Code 207.190 coercion. It is a crime to threaten or intimidate someone with physical removal from the facility. Okay, NRS Code, it's a Class B felony. So, being that it was a felony in progress, you need to arrest her. I'm telling you, I'm committing a citizen's arrest according to 171.126, violation of felony against me.
Are you guys going to arrest her? I place her under citizen's arrest.
We're gonna investigate and take appropriate action. So,
Okay?
Well, the starting point was even more ridiculous. He was just showing a graph of people who speak. And he said, they have a camera that can either prevent people at home from seeing that or allow it. And he said, I want that camera turned on so people at home can see it. And an effort was there to do, just refused.
okay. So your initial, you were given, it's 3 minutes, correct?
Well, they stole most of it because they wouldn't give me the camera angle I asked for.
So do you want to explain? So there's a way to see here in the auditorium, and there's a way to broadcast publicly. They wouldn't broadcast publicly.
Yeah.
And he requested, will you please broadcast this publicly?
And keep his time on. I mean, they were aggravating the situation.
So,
Yeah. So,
is his body cam on?
They're all on.
Okay, because I want that video.
you're requesting a Freedom of Information Act,
Yep.
like everyone else.
Okay.
All right. So you were given your time to speak, but you were unhappy with the camera angle because it wouldn't broadcast in a manner that you believed everyone would be able to see it. Is that correct?
Not that I believe I would see it. I know because I had my phone on watching it, and they would not change it from the front view to the back view where it would be broadcast to the TV and through live stream.
She was not following the law.
And then, standing here, everybody here, was I disrupting the meeting by just standing here? Anybody? Okay, so I can stand anywhere I want. The fact that it bothers her is not my issue. To threaten me to remove me from here is my issue, and that's a violation of NRS Code 207.190, coercion. You cannot threaten to remove someone for a right they have a right to do.
He wasn't vulgar, he wasn't disrespectful.
Nicholas, do you have your ID on?
Unless I'm involved in a crime, I'm not gonna give you my idea.
You're alleging a crime that we're investigating right now. So NRS 171.123 is, we're quoting NRS.
Right.
And thank you, sir. Lodge at 276.1, what code for? And you were just standing up here, you were crawling over the railing, being disruptive, being loud.
Tape was shaking.
And I didn't say anything until she said something to me.
You get it, man. Just hang tight for us, all right, sir?
I think it is.
You gotta love your free speech, right?
Four of them for one guy. Sure. Somebody's fine.
He's a politician. Did you get it?
Oh, yeah. Looks like it's still going. People are still commenting.
Well, it's enough already. But see, I don't understand. Why would Mike and Johnny be standing right here saying we disagree with this? We're elected just like she was. She had the right.
Yeah.
Saying anything.
I know. So why don't you go ask him?
I can't talk. I can't. I wrote
Mike
it out.
doesn't like me. He says he does, but actually speaks.
And I wrote to him, I said, we only thought we got rid of Bob Lucy.
That probably made it happen.
Yeah.
County Manager Brown, couldn't this whole thing have been just real simple if you just let the man talk? Think about it. If he just done his 3 minutes, you put his stuff up there and he would have gone and sat down and none of this would have happened, right?
It's on the wall.
Am I being wrong? That if the government had just let the man have his free speech, his 3 minutes,
Info, not getting anything back.
Is it okay if I just use your license with your?
This is my ID. Well,
Yeah.
It's not
I'm
my
not
fault that
getting.
it doesn't come
I'm not
back.
gonna. But if you don't want to provide it,
I mean, why do you need it? I'm not
to get a
the one-
proper return.
Get a proper return.
Yeah, with your info. It's
How about
basically
if I
what we
give you
do.
my name and you can take my email address and that'll be sufficient?
Why are you getting Alexis
Uh,
Wednesday?
no. So your last name is just spelled that way, right? Okay. I'm just not getting any returns, but it's okay.
Well, this is a legitimate.
Yeah, I know. It's a passport ID card. I mean, I don't have one, but I know it's legit. Usually, when we ask people, they just give IDs, a valid ID or a license.
Yeah. Well,
With a return that way.
my last interface with you, not with you, but with the sheriff. They stopped me and had eventually gave me $1,200 worth of fines because I was traveling and they didn't like the way I was traveling.
Just give me a minute. I'll talk to my partner.
We can resolve this. If you just have her, I will come up and redo my presentation. I want 3 minutes. I want the camera from the back, and I want a public apology from her for threatening to throw me out of the meeting. We can resolve this very easily. That's all
I didn't bring it up.
Something easy.
Let me go see what.
Because I didn't know.
So you work for the New York Times or the magazine or which?
Both. This is for the magazine.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been tracking sort of the fights over elections.
How long have you been doing journalism?
30 years. Wait, 92? A little more.
You should send him the Beth Smith videos.
Yeah.
We have.
I think I've seen, is that been presented here?
No.
I've been watching some of the public comments. Oh, okay, I'm not paying attention.
Do I have your email on that card?
Yes, and my cell phone.
Yeah, I published a video where Beth Smith is endorsing LGBTQ and allowing males in female bathroom or female locker rooms and they're naked.
Is this when? Because I've noticed you've referenced going to, in these meetings, you've referenced going to the school board.
I've only been to the school board a couple times. I've been more library in this, and
Right.
you know how it is. You only have so much time, and there's so many stories to tell.
We've been
guys
maligned in the paper and the library board meetings. We were protesting peacefully the drag queen story hours and publicly funded libraries. Right. So the last one in June, they've gone to all the media here and has said we were violent. He has tons of video. I have tons of video. Other people
Is that on
have
your
tons of video.
You gave me your website. Is that on your Facebook page?
And I have a YouTube channel too. I don't have all their videos, but I store my videos there.
What is
They
it?
have videos as well. None of those has been reduced. They call us violent. They were violent.
What's your YouTube channel?
Concerned residents of Washoe County.
Well, spending $500,000 on it.
Were all of you pretty active? Like you said you got active in 2020 more. Drew, were you active?
Well, I'm not a protester. I simply record and document.
Right. But like showing up at meetings and talking and.
It's been a few years now. I'd have to go back and look. What started me off was I run a business,
Right.
and a cop came into my business and seized my papers and told me he's got the right to do it because I'm in business. Well, we get to examine your papers. You can.
What kind of business is it?
I own a towing company. I mean, I'm like a journalist nowadays, not the most popular guy.
So everyone needs a toe. What do you mean? I don't know about that.
But... Nobody ever wants to call you for my business. Nobody ever wants to have
No,
you
right.
have to.
You're never happy when you're.
You're never happy
That's
when you
true.
need my business. You're
Yeah,
having
that's true.
You're having a shitty day.
That's
Let's just say it.
That's true. Almost always.
You know whether
Unless
you
you have a Porsche or something. Yeah.
Well, no, then you're still having a shitty day
that's
because
true.
your life is interrupted. If you need
Right.
if you need me, it's not what you wanted to do.
Right.
Regardless of the circumstance.
So that kind of got you kind of interested in what was going on in town a little more.
Well, it got me interested in my perception of what we were all told growing up, how laws are made, our constitutional rights. And here I have a cop telling me that he's going to come into my business and seize all of my papers because I pissed him off, basically.
Right. Right.
And I'm just going, the Constitution protects me. And he goes, not really.
Did he say that?
I'd have to go back and watch the video. It's been a few years, but yeah, he threatened me pretty good. And ever since then, I started recording, got him on the record, and then started publishing stuff, and people were interested in what I published. And I just publish what people say, as opposed to, let's say, KUNR that makes up false stories about people based on County Manager Eric Brown's lies to KUNR with Bert Johnson.
Did and you ran for office. I saw you talk about the sample ballot. Was that your first run for office?
Yeah. And I ran simply because I tried to call my assemblyman and he didn't call me back.
Right.
Yeah.
That was,
I ran for school board this primary.
First run as well?
First time. Was not my life's ambition to do that. Our schools are so bad here. I've gone to meetings for quite a while. And they endure and they pretty much endure us. And nothing is ever commented on or replied to. We challenged some folks back in February. We have yet to have any response from the school board, superintendent.
Did you run the same cycle? This last one?
You know what else?
I think that's how we met each other.
That's how we met.
Yeah.
Campaigning.
Yep.
Yeah, well, yeah, that and
Just went to campaign meetings and these meetings and
Right.
And
so have these meetings, I mean, I know this doesn't happen every day, but like these meetings have been sort of boisterous for a while.
for a few years.
Yeah.
A couple of years now.
Right.
Up and down.
But this hasn't happened, right?
Oh, yeah, I was here in June of last year, 2023, and I was gaveled down for reading one of these books that were contested. I was the first one to read it, and the attorney did the same thing, recessed the meeting, and everybody filed out, and I was told I couldn't read that pornographic material here, and it's in junior high and high schools here. It's a matter of common decency, and people, for some reason, don't want to respond to that part. They want to call us names and say we're against certain people in the community, which we're not. I don't hate anybody. I'm a Christian. I love people. I disagree on an individual level, but I just don't believe children should actual explicit pornography. I don't care if it's heterosexual or homosexual. I don't care what it is.
And you were reading.
I was reading from one of the books, and I was told I violated Title VII, which I didn't know what that was. I went home and researched it, and Title VII is a workplace harassment. Well, I don't work here, so it was an inappropriate call by the attorney first of all. Then we proceeded to read gathered down, recessed meetings, on for over a year now. Nothing changes. So I'm glad that you're here. Maybe more spotlight, good or bad.
Well, I wonder what now, like how this, where does this end?
I don't know. This guy, I don't know.
You're aware that in Nevada, the Nevada Supreme Court said that there's no qualified immunity and there's a cause of action now. I don't know if you saw that decision. So we're one of the few states that doesn't have qualified immunity anymore.
Meaning that he can bring this.
He can bring a lawsuit for cause of damage against anybody that violates his constitutional rights.
Yeah, I'm just going to read this NRS to you.
About the disruptive meeting?
0.119, yeah. Commission of Act on Public Building or Area interfering with peaceful conduct of activities. All right, number one, a person shall not commit any act in the public building or on the public grounds surrounding the building which interferes with the peaceful conduct of activities normally carried on in the building or on the grounds. Number two, any person whose conduct is prohibited by subsection 1 who refuses to leave the building or grounds upon request by the proper official is guilty of a misdemeanor. And number 3, person who aids, counsels, or abets another to commit an act prohibited by subsection 2 is guilty of a misdemeanor. Number 4, for the purpose of this section, proper official means person or persons designated by the administrative office or board in charge of the building. B, public building means any building owned by, number 1, any component of the Nevada system of higher education. and used for any purpose related to the system. And number two, state of Nevada or any county, city, school, district, or other political subdivision of the state, and used for any public purpose.
He didn't do any of those things.
So from what I've gathered, when your 3 minutes was up, I think you continued to argue with the board.
Well, they cut my mic, so they stole minutes from me. I just wanted the rest of my minutes.
He took about 15 seconds, then he walked away.
He did not.
He did not continue. He didn't continue.
I understand, but they took away the 3 minutes.
And he walked away.
Down to based on that arrest, the chair of the committee has designated authority to decide what is being a disturbance, so she does have the right to ask.
She didn't ask me to leave from that incident. She asked me to leave when I was standing here, and that's not a disturbance. I can stand anywhere in this building that I want, and even though she classifies it as a disturbance, I have a ton of witnesses here saying I was disturbing nothing. The fact that it bothers her that I'm standing here, not a disturbance.
Okay, so for that arrest, she has the authority to
No, she
determine
does
what a
not.
disturbance is.
What would
She
keep-
does
what
have the
would-
authority to ask you to leave at that point.
What would keep her
Okay.
from just declaring everyone a disturbance and we have
That's
to
right.
leave the room?
Right.
What
And
keeps her from doing
did you
that?
guys read her, the NRS code 207.190 about coercion, where she threatened to remove me?
Again, she has the authority.
No,
to
she does
determine
not. She does not have the authority to threaten to remove
Not with
you.
no reason.
what- So, it's gonna,
Regardless, sir, we're gonna ask you to leave for the day, okay? You're welcome to come back to other meetings in the future, but this meeting, right now, we're gonna ask
She
you.
wins, we
you are
lose.
trespassed from the day
She wins
today,
and people lose.
but you're welcome to come back according to the board to meetings in the future. But for right now, we have to ask you to leave. And you
What
are
was the,
trespassed from the
what was the
from building.
response about coercion?
Sir?
Well, wait a second, someone answer me. You guys, I'm the one who called you. You guys are gonna trespass the guy who called
We
you
received a
about a
call
violation.
prior to yours from the board. So we're just asking you to leave for the day, sir. You're welcome to come back to future
Not
meetings, you
right.
and your group.
Not
You'll
right.
be in the
Right now,
judicial branch, you're not.
We're asking you to leave for the day. Will you leave peacefully and not return to this meeting for the day?
And if I don't, what are the consequences?
Unfortunately, if they want you arrested for trespassing, you'll be arrested for trespassing.
The First
So this is no longer
Amendment.
We're asking you
Okay,
professionally and politely to leave the meeting for the day, sir.
okay, so for all those who are videoing this, I'm going to do this under duress. And while I will comply, it goes against everything that the Constitution and my rights guarantee me.
Amen.
Okay, I wanted that on the record. You guys all have that on the record.
Being recorded.
So,
Why would you not require her to end the meeting?
That's right.
Until her part gets checked out also? Why is he the only one, she broke the rule?
she did not get, I tell you what did she say? What did she say about giving me my 3 minutes to do a
Gentlemen, we're not gonna
presentation?
sit here and argue with this anymore. I'm
Okay.
asking you, man to man, professional to citizen, please leave the building for the day.
Okay.
You're welcome to return to other meetings in the future per the board, but for right now, we have to ask you to leave.
So if I do that again, and I come up here and stand, that's my, without saying anything, which I did this time, are you guys gonna come out and arrest me for trespassing again?
I'm not gonna speak to that, sir. It's up to the person running the meeting.
Okay. She's a
The
tyrant.
Constitution.
Okay, I will, I told you, I will do this under duress. Okay, so it's all on the record. Okay? I need your name and badge number?
Sapita 4663.
Simmons, 4419.
and route that 4696.
And our guy that's holding back there.
Bells, 3020.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
We will still need to resolve this. You guys will probably be called back again. Thank you.
I got all your stuff right here.
Could I get your name and badge number, sir?
Sure, Sergeant Rosa, 3628.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
DA determined the file, all the exculpatory evidence is there.
And sir, could I get your name and badge number, please?
Deputy Medina, 3433.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff.
Be safe.
Good job.
They're being the typical brown shirts of the SS.
They have better things to do with their time.
Okay. It is 11:01. I will reconvene the Board of County Commissioners meeting. We are on public comment on item number 4. Madam Clerk.
Terry Brooks, followed by Troy Reedus.
Okay, let's try this again.
Good morning, my name is Terry Brooks, and in ASL, that's TerryBrooks. Good morning, it's me, Terry Brooks again, and today I'd like to address social interaction and mental health when it comes to homelessness. Lacking social interaction can lead to mental illness, but regaining social interaction can help recover from mental illness. Mental illness can be a result of social isolation, which then can lead to an extreme case of frustration. And if you are going through a period of mental illness, it can be even worse if you find yourself homeless. If you are homeless and spending all your time by yourself, you may be heard by others as maybe talking to yourself. You may have some thoughts that you may want to share and wind up speaking to others as if they were there. And when other people hear and see what you say and do, you might be disappointed if they don't speak to you. They may not interact with you because they don't want to get involved, but if they did, they just might help to get the problem solved. But if you do not understand why they don't speak to you, it might make things even worse, and then you don't know what to do. When you are homeless and mentally ill and you are all alone, you might wind up living in a little world of your own. It's difficult to talk to others about your mental illness if you yourself are unaware that you're going through mental illness. But if there are those who are willing to speak to you, it might be the only way that may really help you. I'd like to thank the Reno ambassadors for all that they do when they speak to such homeless people and try to help them with what to do. And also for the Sheriff's Department when they do that too. I would like to thank you all for listening to me today, and I look forward to coming back when I've got even more to say.
Hey, there's Director Jeff Scott from the library.
Followed by Paul White.
Good morning, Board. My name is Troy Regis for the record, and I'm here to talk about 7 Magic Mountains Whisper. So, in doing this, I went to over 50 businesses, and I talked to businesses in our area about the spending of $500,000 to move some rocks here. And I didn't get one business who thought it was a good idea. They had a lot of good ideas what that money could be used for. It's a COVID money. One thing is to build a South Village Regional Park. Not a soccer stadium, but just build the park. That's what the park was there for. Some people thought maybe we should have some better fire plans in case we have emergency fires. But there were a lot of ideas. Not one person thought we should spend $500,000 for some rocks. I even had a guy who does construction who told me for $100,000 he would duplicate the whole thing and put $50,000 in his pocket. And he's a businessman, so I'm sure that was a good idea for him, right? But I've also talked to people who said that the artist has the final say in this, and this might not be something that he wants to do or has signed off on yet. And it might cost another $500,000 is what I was told. I'm getting all that information. I haven't got it yet, but when I do, I'm going to come back to this dais and I'll talk to you about it more, even though you're voting today, but I hope you don't vote for it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Paul White, followed by Brendan Griffith. Paul White. Oh, it's Paul White.
I was gonna say, I was like, I'm nothing.
Your refusal to do anything with this homeless out of control issue is really endangering the community. In the last week, we've been on the river from Mayberry to Wingfield, and from Wingfield down to out to Lockwood. Some of the camps are being removed, many are not. They're in violation of federal laws. We sit here. The lady I tried to get a book a tour with, so we finally had to go for ourselves. I guess works for you, Mr. Brown, Bethany something.
couldn't lie more or hide more of the truth of what's going on in that tent. The staff are selling drugs. We went in there were 10 machetes and 2 pistols inside that place and fentanyl being sold. You can't ask for a tour. Your elected officials, go in there and just see this. Go in there and just sign up for a bed and go walk around a little bit, throwing food on the walls in the restroom, coming and going with the drugs. Safe Camp couldn't be more of just a go there to rot until you can get a 10-year voucher for an apartment when you get a couple thousand a month already. We Sage Street, they're all there because of substance abuse, and they're sitting around the fire pit at night drinking and using drugs. Guys, why do you refuse to give Education Crusade a 15-minute agenda item to tell this? I tried calling every single one of you. And Mr. Brown, you're the employee when they're elected. You can't get a phone number for you. You can't get a return call.
Please address the full board.
It's everyone. I can't get a return call from you either, for that matter, or any interest. I mean, I don't get it. What's compassion? How do you convince yourself that in the last 7 years we've gone from 80 homeless to 1,800, and on this trajectory, in 2031 it's going to be 36,000. You've all received videos showing a presentation on this. You've all received an op-ed that talked in detail about it. You all received the recent brief from Education Crusade showing exactly where it's at. And yet every single one of you refuses to go look at it. Go in there on your own and see. Walk into the tent and see what you see. Grant Dent will be the first person to tell you the programs are a failure. The first person he'll be to tell you, like he's told me many times. Why do you just think this is okay to let it go? These people are just rotting and dying. They don't live because we keep taking the federal money that requires you to not be able to have any rules in any of your facilities.
Regional Griffith, followed by Michael Sullivan.
Okay, good morning. Good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, and Commissioners. For the record, my name is Britton Griffith. I am here today to ask you to pull agenda item 13.5, Community Spay and Neuter Programs. For a disclaimer, I am a past board member of the Nevada Humane Society and a current board member of Options Vet Clinic. It is my gravest concern that nearly $1 million is going to a single agency that is currently very well funded in our community and otherwise. Sadly, over the last few years, many of us in the area and in the industry understand and see the consequences of giving one animal agency a monopoly control of community resources, funding, and support. I ask that we just pause, because what you are offering today is wonderful and it will be a huge life-saving issue for animals in the community. However, if we could work to making a cohesive community program that would divide these tax dollars to multiple agencies that have proven to be successful and animal pros in Washoe County. I believe providing funding to location staff and agencies with proven records and that have stepped up to clear the gaps in the last few years would be wonderful, including exponentially expanding these dollars to impact. It would allow residents to access quality, transparency, and assistance by way of choice. For example, some of these animals could find care at Washoe County Regional Animal Services, so a full-time veterinarian could perform spay and neuter surgeries. Invitation to other nonprofits such as SBA of Northern Nevada's New Voucher Program, which would engage private practice vet clinics across Washoe County. Options Vet Care, who could expand reduced cost spay and neuter services focused on low-income households, seniors, and vets seeking to get low-income housing and homeless pet owners, as well as community cat caregivers. Pet Humane Network, who also spays and neuter services to the community, can expand their capacity. I hope today you will pull this item so we can include and use this incredible opportunity to do the most good for the most people in our county and over just one agency. Let's reward the folks that have been our animal champions and for the animals that people consider their family in this region for the last couple of years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael Sullivan, followed by James Bentley.
I'm Michael Sullivan. I live in Washoe County and have been a resident of Nevada for 76 years. I am a volunteer with United Sovereign Americans, not the spokesman. United Sovereign Americans is a nationwide organization with thousands of active volunteers in over 20 states. Today I come to you as a concerned citizen sharing alarming information about our state's voter database uncovered through thousands of hours of research conducted by our highly qualified and credentialed data team. While the numbers are staggering and somewhat difficult to comprehend, one thing is clear: they don't add up. Just like your checkbook must balance, so must our votes. If you had 10,000 fewer dollars in your bank account than you had when you deposited, you would certainly want to know what happened. And if a company had a significant discrepancy in its books, the company would certainly conduct an audit. In fact, yearly audits are required by law for all public companies. Our audit of the 2022 election, using only official data provided by state election officials, shows that the 2022 election may not have been accurate or legally compliant. We're not saying one candidate won over another or that any election should be overturned. The state's official data from certified election shows that votes as counted were not all valid and accurate under the law. Today, we will present you with a resolution demanding an end to the inaccuracy and uncertainty plaguing our elections, along with a summary of our findings and the laws that apply. We're happy to meet with you to go over this information, including more detail about the specific findings. If you have questions that I cannot answer now, I commit to getting you the answer in writing from the United Sovereign Americans Executive Team as soon as possible. This data and our request for an investigation have been shared with state election officials and law enforcement. It's essential that you, as our representatives, make it clear that these issues must be taken seriously. Today, we come to you, our closest elected representatives, for support and action. We're asking that you listen to the resolution, ask questions if you have them, then vote promptly for its passage. Your action on this resolution will illustrate your dedication and support to the concerns of your constituents and your country. Thank you. Our next speakers will read the resolution in 3 parts, and our final speakers will conclude our presentation. Thank you.
James Benton, followed by Fred Meyer.
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, my name is James M. Benton. I'm a volunteer for United Sovereign Americans. Please place my comments in the permanent record. Whereas a resolution for a legally valid 2024 election. Whereas it is a recognized civil right in the United States for every citizen to have fair and free elections, and the right of suffrage can be denied by debasement or dilution of the weight of a citizen's vote just as effectively as by wholly prohibiting the free exercise of the franchise. Reynolds versus Sims, 377 U.S. 533, 1964. Whereas it is the duty of our election officials to guarantee our elections are accurate and free from distortion or manipulation. Congress seeks to guard the election of members of Congress against any possible unfairness by compelling everyone concerned in holding the election to a strict and scrupulous observance of every duty devolved upon him while so engaged. The evil intent consists in disobedience to the law. In Re Coy 127 U.S. 371, 1888. Whereas our constitutional system of representative government works only when the following 4 tenets of an election are upheld. 1. Voter rolls must be accurate. National Voter Registration Act 1993. 2, votes counted must be from eligible voters, U.S. Constitution, 14th Amendment, Section 2. 3, the number of votes counted must equal the number of voters who voted. 4, there can be no more than 1 in 125,000 ballots in error by the voting system. This is found in Help America Vote Act 2002. We as a group are volunteers. If you have any questions, please ask. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fred Meyer, followed by Victoria Meyer.
Oh, Fred, I already turned the page.
Fred Meyer, please put this on the permanent record. Whereas an open source audit of the Nevada 2022 general election conducted by Nevada state citizens has uncovered evidence of mass inaccuracies that violate both federal and state law, including 221,956 ineligible or uncertain registration violations found within the Nevada state voter roll database, 150,050 votes cast by ineligible or uncertain registrants, 26,907 more votes counted than voters who voted in the 2022 general election. No one knows who cast them. 155,653 apparent voting violations in excess of the legal standard of the system accuracy for a valid federal election. Maximum allowable system errors for the 2022 general election in Nevada was 8. Certification as defined by law, an attestation of accuracy and compliance appears to have been fraudulent and illegal. Whereas these findings trample legal accuracy requirements of the voting system during a federal election. Accuracy is defined as the ability of the system to capture and report the specific selections and absence of selections made by a voter without error. Whereas the intent of the voter must be known factually before certification can be lawfully conducted. Certification of an election that varies from the law is an abridgment of the civil rights of the citizen, a fraud appetito, United States versus Throckmorton, 98 U.S. 61, 1878. From time immemorial, an election to the public office has been in point of substance no more or no less than the expression of qualified electors of their choice of candidate. United States versus Classic, 313 U.S. 299, 1941. Whereas Nevada's 2022 general election appears to have been invalid, depriving us of the guaranteed protections of our natural rights under a government duly and provably chosen by the U.S., the American people, resulting in incalculable damage to our families, our way of life, and the fabric of these United States. Thank you.
Thank you.
Victoria Meyer, followed by Clint Bolt.
Victoria Meyer, 50-year resident of Washoe County. Therefore, we call upon our representatives to provide relief to the people and the assurance of domestic tranquility by joining us in demanding a valid 2024 election that upholds these existing laws and equitable principles of law. 1, proof of citizenship, identity and eligibility to register and vote, not anonymous attestation. 2, voter rolls, certified accurate and available for public review and challenge 30 days before the start of early voting. Voters added after that date must bring proof of citizenship, identity, and address in person to a qualified official at each polling place.
3, hand-marked, secure ballots similar to currency. Where imaging technology is used for tabulation, the security features must be verifiable in the ballot image. 4, systems, machines, security measures, infrastructure, and conduct are required to be compliant with federal law for fraud prevention regarding risk assessment, certification, testing, and implementation. 5, adjudication must be signed off by party, candidate, and trained citizen witnesses after being given full and effective observation rights. Candidates and trained citizens must be allowed immediate access to ballots, ballot images, and CVRs. 6, ballots, regardless of entry source, election operations, and systems must maintain end-to-end chain of custody from voter to vote count to final canvass, including auditability and witnessed transfer with paper records. 7, a NIST compliant, randomized, statistically valid end-to-end audit with a 95% confidence level of all elections pursuant to the 14th Amendment, Section 2, must be performed. These audits are to be conducted by qualified, insured, and bonded security, forensic, or financial auditors, not personnel from within the election system. Reconciliation will include the vote count, real physical ballots, adjudication, CVRs, ballot count, qualified voter count, custody transfer, and all other paper and electronic systems, including logs. 8, if the total of all unique variances above is more than 10% of the margin of victory, a new election must be held in the state for those candidates affected, unless the issues can be provably corrected by a manual hand count and full review of records. 9, waiver of requirements is not allowed. Only end-to-end system compliance, from registration through certification, can guarantee the intent of the people is accurately recorded. Thank you.
Clint Bolt, followed by Cliff Mills.
My name is Clint Bolt. I'm a resident of Washoe County for 30 plus years, 36 years. This is the appendix to the resolution, research source for the open source audit by the United Sovereign Americans Nevada chapter, Nevada statewide voter roll of February 10th, 2024. Relevant laws applicable to a valid election process are U.S. Constitution Article 1, Section 4, H.R. 2, the National Voter Registration Act of 1993, Public Law 103-31, H.R. 3295, the Help America Vote Act of 2002, Public Law 107-252, Federal Election Assistance Commission Voting System Standards, Volume I, Performance Standards, April 2002, Federal Information Security Modernization Act of 2014, Public Law 113-283, originally Federal Information Security Management Act of 2002, Public Law 107-347, Title III, National Institute of Standards and Technology, SP 800-53, Security and Privacy Controls for Information Systems and Organizations, FIPS 199, Standards for Security Categorization of Federal Information and Information Systems, U.S. Code Title 52, Subtitle I, Voting Rights 101-10702, Subtitle 2, Voting Assistance in Elections Administration 201-211145, including 52 U.S.C. 10101 and B, Intimidation, Threats, and Coercion, 52 U.S.C. 10307C, False Information and Payments for Registrating Voting, 52 U.S.C. 20701, Retention and Preservation of Records and Papers by Officers of Elections, 52 U.S.C. 20702, Theft, Destruction, Concealment, Manipulation, and Alteration of Records of Papers, 52 U.S.C. 21081, Voting System Standards, HAVA, 52 U.S.C. 201083, Computerized Statewide Voter Registration List Requirements and Requirements for Voters who registered by mail, 18 U.S.C. 241, Conspiracy Against Rights, 18 U.S.C. 242, Deprivation of Rights under Color of Law, 18 U.S.C. 1519, False Records in the Administration of Federal Manner, 18 U.S.C. 1028A, Aggravated Identity Theft, 18 U.S.C. 514, Fictitious Obligations, and according to the law, anything under 2% of, I think it was 2%. The voting machines under these statutes are technically illegal if you read the law. Thank you.
Cliff Nellis, followed by Sharon Engel.
Cliff Nellis, I asked my comments be put in the permanent record. I live in Washoe County, been a resident of the state of Nevada for about 62 years, something like that. I'm also a volunteer and not an official spokesman with the United Sovereign Americans. You just heard a powerfully written resolution outlining massive inaccuracies in our 2022 election, from registration to certification. In it, you heard us ask for meaningful remedies that will proactively protect the validity of the 2024 general election for all Americans. In fact, the resolution cited many U.S. Supreme Court precedents that support the need for such actions. Laws are being ignored. Bottom line, the checkbook is not balancing, and we need certainty. The voting system, which controls our most vitally important right, the right to choose our representatives, is not producing an accurate, trustworthy result. Do you think that these anomalies within our election system, a system which is part of the national security infrastructure, should continue to be ignored? How much is it costing us not to fix the problem? How much is it costing our GDP, our military, our foreign policy, our health, the self-esteem of our children and young people? How much is it costing our dignity to keep fighting each other? The cost is immeasurable. So I urge you to show your agreement by passing the resolution. Our website showcasing our initiatives nationwide has some extremely important videos that explain the anomalies and apparent violations of law that are found here in Nevada, as well as other states. The website is uniteforfreedom.com. That's UNITE, the number 4, FREEDOM.com. I encourage you to check it out and learn more about our organization. One more time, that's UNITE, the number 4, FREEDOM.com. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you.
Tracy Dean, followed by Joni Hammond.
I think Ms. Engel was next.
Yes.
My name is Sharon Engel. I live in Washoe County and have been a resident of Nevada for 70 years. I'm a volunteer and not an official spokesperson for the United Sovereign Americans. What you've heard today is a culmination of thousands of hours of work by our highly qualified and credentialed volunteer data teams from Nevada and across the country. Let's step back for a second and look at the big picture. Large numbers of Americans, including many right here in Nevada, have questions about the trustworthiness of our elections. I think we can all agree that we wish this was not the case, but official data shows these concerns are valid, and the law says resolving them is essential in securing our liberty. At the same time, government representatives at all levels are not being transparent or responsive to what our citizen audits have found. Our right to choose our representatives in legally valid and transparent elections is the foundation upon which the past 2.5 centuries have been secured by sacrifices of our brothers, fathers, mothers, and sisters. You on this board today have a chance to show everyone who defended American liberty and the citizens you represent that you value it also by passing this resolution demanding a valid general election in 2024. In the back of your packet, you will see the following resolution that we've asked you all to read and sign on behalf of the residents of Washoe County and the state of Nevada. Be it resolved that the Board of County Commissioners of Washoe County, Nevada stand in support with the concerns and remedies presented here. We implore the Washoe County Legislature, Nevada Legislature, federal legislatures, law enforcement, federal and state prosecutors, judges, and both state and county boards of elections to cooperate and fulfill these firm requests of the people. And there you will find your names, and we ask you to sign this today. We appreciate your time and your attention. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have Tracy Dean up next.
Hello, thank you for this opportunity to speak to you. My name is Tracy Dean. I am the Director of Community Cats, which is a 25-year organization, nonprofit 501c3, who focuses on spay and neuter. The idea of having an influx of funds coming in to help this process is really exciting. Community Cats was the first entity that did spay and neuter in the current Washoe County Regional Animal Services Clinic back then. And we're very proud to have done that for many years. We utilize both the Nevada Humane Society and the Options TNR clinics each week to do the work that we do as a volunteer group. And we appreciate both of those services being available in our community. Nevada Humane Society has been very generous with their financial support of community cats and offering us opportunities each week, and we appreciate that. We cannot adopt our way out of our current situation with animals. We must do spay and neuter, however that needs to be done. And the biggest bang for our buck, whatever way it needs to be done, we really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joni Hammond, followed by Drew. Joni Hammond, followed by Drew. All right, Joni Hammond, followed by Drew Rebar.
Good morning, Chair and Commissioners. I'm Joni Hammond. First, I want to commend all the first responders in the Davis fire. They did a great job. This fire reminded us just how short-staffed we are with law enforcement. My understanding is that there was 24/7 law enforcement presence at the surrounding fire area. That took them away from their assigned duties. Reno Sparks and the surrounding county has grown at an exponential rate the last 5 years. Have you, as a county commission, looked at the staffing levels with patrol, jail, and the infirmary? Our jail is full, the infirmary is full. Have we added jail space or infirmary space? What could you do now to alleviate overcrowding? I appreciate the county commission in agenda item 14.2 today, spending approximately $90,000 to determine the recommended commissioned and civilian staffing levels needed to create a safe facility for both the staff manning the proposed new 240-bed medical facility and the inmate population. I recommend you do the same on the booking and other housing areas of the jail facility. Many county commission meetings I attend, you spend millions and millions of dollars on the care campus, on hiring outside consultants, on various projects, and hiring other county staff. Would it make sense to support more sheriff deputies and encourage Reno and Sparks to do the same? The 4th Street Task Force was formed due to local businesses being unhappy with how Reno police were handling this area. This is another work task that takes the county away from their assigned duties. When was the last time the commission looked at overall law enforcement to see if it's adequate for our community size and demographics? Are the staff and inmates safe at the jail with current staffing? Is the infirmary size at the jail adequate and safe for inmates and staff? With the current growth, we're sorely understaffed, which puts us all, law enforcement and citizen, at risk. And just a side note, deploying 6 sheriff's deputies today for this, is that the best use of their time when we had one person that was standing in front, not threatening anyone? I question that, and I hope you do too. Thank you.
Good morning, all. Drew Rebar. Please maintain my comments on the record. What an interesting morning. Free speech, constitutional right. Petitioning your government, constitutional right. Accurate elections. The Nevada Supreme Court says y'all screwed up. It's not just a myth. Here's the Supreme Court ruling highlighted for you. You didn't even contest that you messed up, did you? But let me move on to some other issues. Let's talk about the Constitution and what's been going on here with restricting constitutional rights and the freedom to petition our government. Chairman Hill, you like to gavel people down, you like to shut people up, you like to tell people that they can't talk about certain things, you like to say that we can't mention certain names. Our federal courts have determined I can cuss, I can swear, I can do whatever I want. There's time, place, restrictions. It's my 3 minutes, it's my time. The place is proper. Public comment. My manner, the only thing you can restrict is I don't get to threaten anybody. I don't get to attack anybody that's going to hurt them, harm them physically. Mary Candaris, the attorney over there. See, I'm saying names here. Isn't this fun? Gavel me down, I dare you. Let's put your name in a lawsuit. I'm going to keep talking about Mary Candaris. Let's talk about Jeff Scott over there, too. Let's name some names and talk about the people here. Mary Candaris likes to play these games where she says you're attacking me or whatever. How did you phrase it there? Just me and my existence with my cameras and attack? Is that what you were saying earlier? I'm just a guy that asks questions about our government, petitioning our government, those that are paid with my tax dollars, and you want to shut me up? You want to shut the man that was up here showing statistics? You wanted to hide his statistics from the public. Why are the elected people wanting to hide statistics about elections from the public? Why did you take an hour of everybody's time to make sure that he couldn't speak? How ridiculous. Marcia Burke-Bigler, you need to win. You need to get this woman off of this committee here so we have freedom of speech again, so we can petition our government, so we've got open government. And that guy Jeff Scott over there, we really got to fire him. He's just a real pile of whatever. Anyways, y'all have a really nice day. There is no personal attack in any of this. I just want free, open government that's accountable to the public, that serves the public instead of rules the public. You have a nice day.
David Walker, followed by Reno Green.
There's a court ruling for you.
I'm David Walker, CEO of the Nevada Museum of Art, for the record, and good morning. I'm going to talk about Seven Magic Mountains. Seven Magic Mountains by renowned Swiss artist Ugo Rondinone. Took 4 years to produce, cost $3.5 million. It opened outside of Las Vegas in 2016 and instantly became a global sensation.
Give them hell.
It attracts between 1,000 and 2,000 visitors a day. They come from the region, they come from the country, and they come from all over the world. And by the way, it's free. Fair to say, it's one of the most popular public art.
Thanks for showing up and being in a tough position.
However, we're unable to renew our lease with the
You're in a tough
BLM,
position.
due to expansion plans of the Harry Reid International Airport.
You too.
Okay, see ya.
See you later. What an interesting meeting. Are you okay?
I think it's sticking on the suede.
You're caught up on your sleeve there.
Yeah. Yeah, it sticks on the suede. I have.
Thank you. Thank you. Ready to go.
Good job, Sharon. You gave a good speech.
Oh, I read the whole thing.
Still a good speech. I just made mine up and winged it.
Yeah, thank you. I've never been to anything quite like that.
No, it's Let's look at how many sheriff's deputies we got out here. If they would have if they just would have let him speak and left him alone, they wouldn't have wasted all the money, all the resources, all the public comment would be done. They could be voting on what they got to vote on.
Why are they standing?
Well, they got the 2 deputies standing inside there.
Why
They were just a violent crowd, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, what would Mary Canderas tell me that she felt like I was going to attack her or some such nonsense?
Oh, what?
She was making up some such nonsense that I was making her afraid or whatever. Who knows?
Oh my gosh.
Alls I do
You're a
is
brave person, and it should.
alls I do is take a camera out and share it with you. If you got nothing to hide,
Well, if they won't put it up on their own cameras.
yeah, then that's why I brought my camera.
And you got the whole thing, and everybody got to see it. So
Yep.
that's what I figure. You know.
Yeah. And the public should know what's going on with the government. That's as simple as that.
Maybe you should have just said to Nicholas, "Don't worry about it, Mr. St. John. I got it all here."
Yeah.
and people are viewing it right now.
Yeah. Ah.
Wow. Wow.
Life would be much simpler if it just made common sense. If you don't like what somebody's saying,
The worst part of it is that we do not have any recourse.
no.
You know, all of that, and what happened.
There's no consequence in
Right.
government.
She
Are you going
did what she was going to do in the first place.
Yeah. Are you going to lobby this year?
I don't know. It depends. I'll tell you, if Carmen wins, I'm going to move through the front door.
Good.
You
I
know,
hope she wins.
If Carmen wins, then I will help her with her legislation, and we'll move through the front door.
What I want to push, and I've talked to a couple of people that are running, is Office of Inspector General.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Think about that, Office of Inspector General, and their whole job is to enforce laws against government employees and hold government employees accountable. That's all they need to do.
That's where Nicholas kind of wants to go with the grand jury.
Yeah, but if we had a codified office that prosecuted government employees for malfeasance, for oppression of rights under the color of law, because there's what they just did there is they violated its the NRS is 197-200 oppression of rights under the color of law. And they just oppressed his rights under the color of law. All he was doing was speaking, existing in a public meeting. The federal courts have set time, place, and manner restrictions.
You know, the problem is getting something like that passed. And I think it's constitutional.
Yeah.
The officers that we have. So what we could do, rather than go through the legislature on this, is go citizen petition. Because I think that, we'd have to look, but it sounds like something we would have to amend the Constitution to allow for that office. So,
well, they did the Office of Small Business, whatever, for the. So I don't know if this is a good idea or bad idea, but the lieutenant governor's got the Office of Small Business Administration. I'm just going, why wouldn't you make the lieutenant governor be in charge of running this other Office of Inspector General? That way you've got the governor running the executive.
Oh, I thought you were thinking of someone that was completely independent.
Well, that would be independent because the lieutenant governor is elected, so you have him overseeing it. So you have an elected official overseeing it. What's that?
That's deep state.
Oh, that's like I said, I'm not sure it's a good idea.
Whenever you have anybody that's not elected directly by the people enforcing or making or doing something, that's why the sheriff's elected.
Right.
That's why we elect as many of these as we can, because we want them to be directly accountable to us. When they're not, that's deep state.
So a citizen's petition.
So a citizen's petition would add it to the constitutional officers. So you would have Lieutenant Governor, Attorney General, Inspector General, Secretary of State.
I think that's even better, yeah.
then that inspector general is truly independent, dependent upon the people every election.
Like I said, I just want more ideas of how do you bring accountability to our government, because we don't have any.
Yeah.
You call the Attorney General's
Honestly-
office and they say,
honestly, the Attorney General should be the Inspector General.
but the Attorney General's office, their whole thing when you talk to them is, my job is to protect the state.
That's right.
And so
who
they're
protects me?
exactly.
So that's the Inspector General.
That's
So
why there's
that's
no
why
co-
we put it in the Constitution.
Exactly.
Right? Because if it goes under any other elected official, then they can say, well, budgetary problems, we're going to cut that.
And
you
yeah,
know, that office.
and get rid of the accountability.
We'll get rid of the Inspector General.
Let's work on that then.
Yeah.
I just want to figure out a way to go.
Well, I think that's the way to go. If you know, just on the face of it, I think we have to look at it real closely. But we got 2 years
Yep.
between here and 2026 to get the first one passed.
Well, I'm going to run against PK again.
Good. You know, it's hard, Drew. It's hard to decide how to combat this stuff because it's huge, and because you know from the onset that you're probably battling against a stone wall. You know, there's hardly any opportunity for us to move.
That's why I record it all, because the more people you can get to change their mindset and think about this, how does it affect people's lives? How does it alter their family? And then they can figure out, is it good or bad for them?
Yeah.
That's why I record it and put it out
I
there.
thought we were going to have a sit-in.
Oh, Nicholas didn't do that. At least he didn't go to jail. See you later, Sharon. Have a good one. Okay, everybody, thanks for watching Drew Rebar Auditing Reno 911. Hit the like, ding the dinger, and subscribe if you like what I do. I'm just trying to make accountable government. Have a great day.